Hi, I'm Dawn, and I wanted to spend just the next couple of minutes introducing myself and giving you some information that may help you decide whether joining Clara James Tutoring is the right choice for you. 24 years ago, I started my first qualification in early years. At the time, I'd gone into the nursery that my oldest daughter was at and asked if I could go in as a volunteer whilst I studied for my diploma in preschool practice. Thankfully, Mary, the lady that ran the venue, welcomed me in with open arms. And within a couple of weeks, I was offered a paid job as a Senko and with the responsibility of doing the policies and planning for the setting as well. And moving forward a couple of years, I finished my diploma and I thought that maybe my oldest daughter might be mildly dyslexic. So I went into her school and asked their viewpoint. And they explained that they felt that dyslexia was just an excuse for laziness and basically there was nothing to worry about. So by then I'd started my degree and I decided that if I could learn as much as I could about different learning styles, what I learned would hopefully help her and at the same time it would hopefully also support my degree. So over the coming years, I learned as much as I could about different learning styles, including dyslexia, ASD, ADHD. I also worked in a range of different settings. I worked in a reception class where there were four children who had been diagnosed as ADHD. There, I also worked in a hostel for children who had profound autism that couldn't cope in mainstream schools. I worked as an MVQ assessor. I worked as a childminder. And then in 2011, 2012, life threw a curveball that I wasn't expecting. And I went back to college to do my petals course, which meant that I could work as an MVQ assessor, but be the person based in the classroom rather than the person driving around to the different settings. And while I was there, someone suggested that I had a go at tutoring. I don't think so. I'm not a qualified teacher. And she said, "Oh, I think you'll really enjoy it." Her enthusiasm and her persistence in the end persuaded me. So a few weeks later, when the kids were at their dad's house for dinner, I sat down and I wrote my first profile, clicked send, and I then hoped that no one would ever find out what I'd done in case they judged me. But within 6 months, there was enough work that I was able to give up the job that I'd been doing and just focus on tutoring. After 18 months, there was more work than I could do by myself. So I started to recommend other tutors that could do some of the work for me. And it was during this time that my lad Jamie was doing his A levels. So I got in touch with one of these tutors that I'd been recommending and said, would they be willing to spend an hour or so with him doing some work on something that he'd missed in economics? And yeah, that was fine, no problem. This is going back probably 10 years now, at least. And then he was charging £50 an hour plus transport. And he turned up with a pen. He'd done no preparation or anything. And he said to Jay, "What would you like to talk about?" And Jamie explained. And he said, "Okay, well, what do you know?" And Jamie said, "Well, nothing, because I missed that lesson." He said, "Well, you must know something." So Jamie said, "I wasn't there for that lesson, so no, I don't know." And for the hour, they went round and round in circles with Jamie going, "No, I missed a lesson. I don't know anything." And the tutor going, "Well, you must know something." At the end of the hour, the tutor left, and Jamie was still none the wiser. As a parent, I was annoyed because I was £50 worse off and gained nothing from it. But as someone that had just started this business and I'd put my heart and soul into it, also dawned on me that not everyone did do things the same way as we did. Not everyone did put the care and effort into preparing for the needs of that individual child, for preparing for that particular lesson. So I said to this chap, I wasn't very happy. And he said, "Well, no one's ever moaned about it before." I said, "Well, I am now." But he just didn't get that that wasn't how I wanted people I was recommending to do things. But obviously, it wasn't a contract, so he could do things as he wanted to. So I stopped recommending anyone and went back to trying to do everything myself. But then when Jay finished his A levels, he took a one-way ticket to Australia. And suddenly it dawned on me that my kids were growing up. Jamie had now left home and gone to the other side of the world. My oldest daughter had also left home. My youngest daughter was probably only a year or two away from leaving home. And I wanted to spend time with her before she left. And at that time, I was working 7 days a week. She would walk in from school and I would walk out to my lessons. She would be home at a weekend and I'd be out working with other people. So I then started to employ other tutors. That way, I was able to kind of say, look, this is how we do things. We do use multiple resources so that we can provide different help, so that we can help the child create different memories, so that when they're sat in the classroom and the teacher suddenly picks on them, or if they've got a neurodiverse brain and it doesn't necessarily think in a linear fashion or whatever, they've now got different places to go to inside their mind where they can recall that piece of information. They're not just recalling on one. By this point, having set up systems and having everything in place so that I could say, look, this is how we do it. If that's not how you want to do it, then this isn't the job for you. But if you're happy to embrace it, then this could be a great opportunity for you. And from that moment on, the business thrived. And it meant that when I recommended someone, I could do so with confidence because I knew that they were embracing the way that we did things. They were embracing that we're not all clones of each other, that we do all learn differently, and we have to listen to the individual as to what works best for them. I appreciate it's not the easiest way to tutor, but I do believe it's the most efficient. And I do believe that we do things so much better than what most other tutoring businesses do. So those systems, those foundations that I put in place at that point are what we are now using the systems for the franchise, because I know they work, because they've been working for us in Aylesbury for the last 8 to 10 years. So why would you choose Clara James Tutoring as a franchise to join? Like I've already implied, we do things differently to most tutoring businesses. We focus on the needs of the individual rather than a generic one style suits all approach, with worksheets being at the heart of what we do. But the other thing is, when I started tutoring, I sat down with a friend and we brainstormed if we were looking for a tutor, what would we want for our children? And that kind of like gave us the building blocks. And now, franchising the business, what I've done has gone, okay, if I was looking to buy into a franchise, what would I expect? And again, I've tried to look at it from the perspective of you, the potential franchisee. So I've created the initial part of the training, which will take place online so that you can do it at a time, at a pace that works best for you. And then once you've completed that, you can come to Aylesbury and we will iron out any final creases that you have so that as you move forward and start your business, you can do so with confidence. We also have things in place like a fortnightly Zoom call so that we can chat together. And if you have any questions, then so I'll be there to answer them for you. In addition, you can email me at any time and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll also give you my personal phone number. And although please don't abuse this, it does mean that if you do have something that needs supporting more urgently, then I will be on hand to get back to you much quicker. We also have fortnightly calls where we will come together online and we will pick a focus of the business and we will together create more resources that we can go out and use with the kids. A, so that you have ownership on what it is that you're doing. B, because very often some of the kids you work with will give you some fantastic ideas. And the more ideas we share and develop together, the better the provision we can provide for the kids. And the more resources that we have, that means that the more resources we can offer to the children so that we work with so that they can pick and choose the ones which work best for them. Additionally, we also have in the alternate week to the create resource sessions, we also have a different Zoom call when we will all join together online and work on our business rather than in our business. So we may work on marketing, we may work on writing a draft email, we may work on that we might send out to your parents. But I'll be there at the same time so that if you have any questions, I'll be there to help support you in answering them. We'll also have webinars with training. We'll have annual one-to-one get-togethers where we can discuss your goals, your targets, and what we can do to help you to reach your goals and targets. Because although it's your business, so you'll need to do the work for yourself, we will be here to support you as much as is humanly possible. Also, building a business, you're going to want to know that you can make a reasonable income from it. And this is just a hypothetical scenario put together as if you're going to the children's home and charging £50 an hour to do so. So in the first month or two, people are probably just becoming aware of your business. So you're promoting it. It takes time for people to actually click on to the fact that you're there, you're available. So the first month or two will be about building awareness. By month three, you probably get your first student. You're just going to work 1 hour in this hypothetical scenario and you'll earn £50. In month four, you'll get two more students, giving you a total of three students. Now you're earning £150 a month. And that's if you just work 1 hour per child per month. Okay. Month five, you get two more students come in. We are now working with five students and earning £250. That's if you only work 1 hour of each student a month. Normally, you would probably work an hour a week or an hour a fortnight. You may decide at that point that actually that's enough for you. You'll get other tutors in to do the additional hours. If you want details, if you download the details, it gives you kind of like a breakdown of what you can earn from the commission off the back of your other students. And then this keeps going. There are peaks and troughs throughout the year. You can generally notice when schools have sent out reports or parents' evening or something, because suddenly people will be on the phone kind of saying, I've just realised that my child's not doing as well as we anticipated, or they are struggling. We're looking for a tutor to support them. Can you help? And likewise, over Christmas, over the summer holidays, things will go quite quiet because people are focused on other things. So 6 and 7 here, we've kind of said, is the holiday months, and things potentially go quiet. However, come September, when schools go back, suddenly people realise that, oh, I meant to get in touch with a tutor. I forgot all about that. I need to do something about it now. So come September, there's a sudden rush of people getting in touch saying, can you help? And so then it's again steady to the end of the year. By the end of the year, potentially have 15 students. You just decide to work 1 hour a week, 1 hour a month with them, which is very, very unlikely, but that would end you with £750 in that scenario. To be honest, this is probably more likely to be a week. It could pick up quicker, it could pick up slower. As with most things, the effort that you put in very much reflects what you get out of it. So the more you promote your business, the more likely it is that you're going to get a return from it. If you sit back and just wait for people to come to you, it's probably going to be slower. However, having said that, we will give you, I think there's 26 blogs to put on your own website for you to help push it and promote it. We'll also help you set up your Facebook page, your Google My Business page. We'll give you, I can't remember the exact number, but roughly 20, 30 Facebook posts to help you get you started. We'll show you how to use Canva to create images. We'll also give you some images that you can use yourself. With the blogs, you may decide to tweak them and create them as videos, or you may decide to tweak them and before you put them on your website, or you may just decide to use them as is. The choice is completely yours, but it would just help you get your website populated, which in turn helps people have confidence in you. And it also means that when people get in touch, because your website already has answers to their questions, they're more likely to get in touch with confidence rather than just get in touch and then discover that they're not looking for what you offer. So it just means that there's a higher rate of success on the people who are contacting you. The day-to-day running of the franchise is completely at your discretion because it is your business. It's up to you whether you decide to give up everything else and just purely focus on tutoring, and you have lessons in the evening, lessons in the day, lessons at the weekend, or it could be that you decide to do this alongside something else, i.e. another job, or looking after your children, your husband, your wife, whatever, your partner. How you structure your day is completely at your discretion. The hours that you spend tutoring is completely at your discretion. How you tackle it is completely at your discretion. The day-to-day running of your franchise, that's entirely up to you. If you are interested and you'd like more details, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, there is a link for you to click. That will send you out a PDF. If in addition you'd like a paper copy, message me and I will ensure that one gets through to you. The email address is info@clarajamestutoring.co.uk. And thank you for watching to the end.